I constantly get calls from pastors who are frustrated, confused, and honestly a little hurt. They just filed their taxes and can't understand why their tax bill is so high, or why they didn't get the refund they expected. Here's what really gets me. I'll talk to two pastors in the same week. Same salary, same family size, same heart for ministry, but one owes thousands in taxes while the other gets a substantial refund. So what's the difference? One pastor knows how to use the tax benefits given to him in the tax code while the other doesn't. I'm Raul from StartCHURCH, and I need to share something with you that could literally save you thousands of dollars every single year. Here's something most pastors have never learned. The tax code actually favors ministers of the gospel, but only if you know how to access these benefits. Every single year, thousands of faithful pastors overpay their taxes, not because they're doing anything wrong, but because nobody ever taught them what they were entitled to as ministers. Just think about it for a minute. You're already giving everything to serve God's people. Why should you also give the government more than you legally owe? So let me walk you through 3 powerful tax benefits every pastor should understand and use. The first one is the housing allowance. I know you've probably heard about the housing allowance, but give me a minute here. This might be the most valuable benefit available to pastors, but it's also the most misunderstood. The housing allowance lets you exclude a significant portion of your income from federal taxes to cover housing expenses. When this housing allowance is set up correctly, it can save you thousands every year. But here's where it gets interesting, and this might surprise you. There is no limit on how much your church can designate as a housing allowance. I hear CPAs all the time say, your housing allowance should not be more than 50% of your salary. But that's actually not accurate. The tax code allows you to designate up to 100% of your compensation as housing allowance. So here's the problem. Many churches and pastors miss this opportunity and end up paying more in taxes every year by not designating the 100% of their salary as housing allowance. And they literally leave money on the table every single year. Now, that doesn't mean you can exclude 100% of your salary from taxes by designating your entire salary as housing allowance. The actual amount that you can exclude depends on your qualifying expenses that, with the right information and tools in your hands, are quite easy to calculate. The key is getting it approved by your church board in advance and documenting your qualifying expenses properly. This isn't about bending the rules, it's about using the provisions Congress specifically created for ministers. Let's go to the second one. Many pastors don't even know this exists, but it could save you 15.3% of your ministerial income in self-employment taxes. Here's what you need to understand. Ministers of the gospel, which includes pastors, worship leaders, children's church pastors, if you are ordained as a minister of the gospel or even licensed or commissioned, you have a dual tax status. You're an employee of the church for income tax purposes, but self-employed for Social Security and Medicare purposes. For example, a pastor earning $90,000 a year would pay $13,770 in self-employment taxes every year. That's money that could stay in your pocket. This wonderful tax exemption is available only to ministers under Section 1402E of the Internal Revenue Code, and proper timing for application is important to do it the right way. Let's go to the third one. Every mile you drive for ministry purposes can become a tax-free reimbursement from your church. Hospital visits, church events, meetings, counseling sessions, it all adds up. But here's the part that surprises most pastors. If you properly set up a home office under Section 280C1, your drive from your home to the church can count as reimbursable mileage or be tax deductible. Your daily commute could become a ministry expense, saving you on taxes. Most pastors drive thousands of ministry miles every year and never track them. At current IRS rates, that leaves hundreds or even thousands of dollars on the table. I know some pastors feel uncomfortable talking about money and taxes, but here's how I see it. Every dollar you save in taxes is another dollar you can invest in your family, your ministry, or the kingdom work God has called you to. You're already sacrificing so much to serve faithfully. You shouldn't also sacrifice money that legally belongs to you. So lastly, let me close with this. Tax planning isn't about this year. It's about building financial stability that supports your long-term ministry. When you're not stressed about money, you can focus more fully on the people God has called you to serve. These aren't loopholes or gray areas that we're talking about. These are benefits that Congress specifically wrote into the tax code for ministers. They wanted to support your calling financially, but only if you know how to access what's available. The difference between pastors who benefit from these provisions and those who don't usually comes down to one thing: knowledge. Once you understand what's available and how to apply it properly, tax season becomes less stressful and more beneficial. At StartCHURCH, we've specialized in minister taxes for years because we believe pastors deserve to keep what's legally theirs. Our team understands the unique challenges you face and the specific benefits available to you. You didn't get into ministry to become a tax expert, and you shouldn't have to, but you do deserve to benefit from the provisions designed specifically for people in your calling. Don't wait until next tax season to discover what you could have saved. Take time now to review your tax situation and make sure you're maximizing every benefit available to you. Your faithfulness to God's call deserves to be supported in every way possible, including financially. Thank you for your dedication to ministry, and thank you for taking the time to learn about these important benefits. You deserve to keep more of what you have earned so you can continue investing in the kingdom work God has given you. Until next time, this is Raul from StartCHURCH, helping pastors protect what God has called them to lead.